Hey, so I've been thinking about making this video for ages now, and something happened today. I hit a milestone in book sales that made me think, you know what, there is never going to be a better time than now to kick this off. So what the idea is this. I'm sure you've heard of this new thing people are doing called building in public. The idea is that creatives, entrepreneurs, people with passion projects or side hustles, they build whatever it is they're building, but they share their progress in public. I think this is really, really cool. I love it. I think there's three main reasons why it's so cool. The first is pretty obvious, which is that by building in public and sharing what you're doing, you're going to get people encouraging you, people giving you ideas, giving you feedback that you wouldn't normally get. And if you're a solo builder or something, it can be a bit lonely, right? You're on your own. So to have people there kind of helping you out, it'll be a good thing. And that's kind of related to the second thing that I think is really cool about this, which is that it kind of creates accountability on more than just yourself, right? If you're a solo builder, you are basically just accountable to yourself. But if you're sharing what you're doing with other people, whilst you're not making them directly accountable, you are kind of sharing a little bit of the accountability on more than just yourself to get things done, which I think is really cool. But the third thing is the one I love the most about this idea of building in public. And that is the idea that you could inspire or encourage somebody else who's always wanted to do something into taking action. The idea that somebody seeing something I've done and thinking, well, if Andy can do it, I think I'm pretty sure I can do it. That for me is a great feeling, a really, really good feeling. So as I hit this milestone today of selling 2,500 books, which by the way, is for me mind-blowing. I would have bitten your hand off if you'd offered me to make just 100 sales when I released the book. Genuinely, not that I ever did it for book sales, but it's way more than I could ever expected. So I thought this would make a really good, hitting this milestone would make a really good debut kind of focus for this video. Not that this may be the last one I make like it, because it could really just suck and no one could watch it. But seeing as I have your attention now, I want to take this opportunity to implore you to write. Not necessarily to write so you can write a book or anything like that, but because I think that writing is a bit of a superpower that we all have within ourselves. Let me explain. When we go through life picking up all these little bits of information, all these experiences, and if we're passionate about something or we have a certain expertise or knowledge about something, we tend to pick up more of these little nuggets of knowledge and wisdom. And they sit inside of our heads, and sometimes they come out when we talk, but really it's only when we sit down and we write and we try and articulate these thoughts into something that somebody can read that they really come to life and they really get to their full potential. It's like ratcheting up the volume a lot on what you're thinking about. And so I think everybody should write, not necessarily to have any external benefits. In fact, I think the internal benefits, like I just mentioned there, are the biggest and best. But of course, there are external benefits as well. Now, I also know what you'll be thinking looking at this is like, Andy, there's a million reasons why I can't write. And don't worry, trust me, I've been there. I am actually the world champion of excuses for not writing, right? I'm the greatest of all time for not writing. And actually, time is probably the biggest one that you get, right? People say, well, I've got a day job, right? It's pretty intense. I don't have time to write. Or I've got a young family, right? They come first in front of everything. So I don't have time to write. It takes away from my family time. And I'm not going to condescend to you and say, well, give up your Xbox or stop watching Netflix or get up earlier. But the truth is this. Everybody has time. Everybody has time. It's just a matter of priorities. And what I want this message to give to you is the feeling that writing should be higher up on your priorities than if you're not doing it than it currently is, just because of the benefits that it will give to you in your field of expertise or your field of passion. Likewise, if it's not about time, you may be one of these people who I hear all the time who says, I'm not a writer. I don't write. It's not my thing. Well, let me tell you, I am not a writer. I dropped out of school at the age of 15 years old without a single qualification to my name. I went into the theatre. I thought I was going to be a theatre guy. No, not good looking or talented enough to do that. So that ended pretty quickly. But here I am writing a book that's relatively successful. I'm very happy with it. With no qualifications as such to be able to write. Likewise, the topic I was 10 years old when Dick Dunkel invented MEDDICC. And in the 2 or 3 decades since then, there's sales leaders who are world class who have been using MEDDICC all the way through. So who am I to write about it, right? I'm an imposter by that basis. But, back to my point, I had some experiences and they lived up here. And just by taking the time to articulate them into writing, I feel like it gave a really valuable version of experiences. And that's what I would love you to do. So that's really it. The only other reason I could think of why you wouldn't want to write is because you don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to put yourself in the spotlight. And that is one that is absolutely fair enough. You can't argue with that. The only thing I would say is you don't have to write for other people. Just write for yourself. Write a journal. Write how you're feeling. Write what you're feeling inspired by. Write what you're aspiring to. Write what you're appreciative about. Let me tell you, the outcome you'll get from it will be that you'll feel more creative. You'll feel happier, and it will just have a genuine positive impact on you. And then, if you like, you can take it public. You can take it externally. Whether you want to be an anonymous blogger or whether you want to put your name to it, who knows where you'll end up. The only thing I just say is try it. Try writing. I guarantee you'll have upside. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you if you're one of the people that bought the book and supported me. Thank you so much. Words will never, ever be able to show you how much I appreciate your support. That's it. May your champions be strong. See ya.